Hello and welcome to a new episode of With the English Podcast, episode number 18. Glenn,
18. Ironically, the number of titles the Lakers will have come the end of the season.
I was
I
waiting for
know.
this. I was about to say jersey player, but okay. I mean,
Banner 18. Banner 18.
wow. Is it? I don't think
If,
that's going to
if
happen.
people saw my tweet, the year of Kobe, we get the 8th seed, 2024. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
No, no, it's not. I don't see it happening. But I'll tell you what, you put a tenner on it and show me the receipt, and I'll I'll feel confident for
Oh,
you.
I don't know about betting money. I'm not a fan of doing such as I always lose.
Fair point.
Speaking of betting, did you bet on the Super Bowl this year?
I did, and I won. I won what I won nothing. I came out even because I did the Chiefs to win, and loads of sites like they do offer free bets, and I did, and I put loads of players to score touchdowns and stuff, and none of it came in. So it wasn't ideal, but I've seen people out in the Vegas spending lots of money on the usual casino floors, but a lot of money going into sports betting into the NFL, but also I saw people betting on the basketball and stuff. So people were still betting on basketball while watching NFL. You can like both the sports. I know you don't believe in that, but you can.
Is betting as big in America as it is in England?
No, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about it. Like it is now because it used to be illegal to bet online. You can only bet in casinos and stuff in a lot of states. Like Pennsylvania only got it in about 2017, 2018. So a lot of the time you had to go into an actual casino and do it. You couldn't do it on your phone, and a lot of states still banned. Um, I think New Jersey still got an issue with it potentially, and a few of the other surrounding areas. But yeah, it's still hard to do online in some states. So, but that has grown. I think that's why the game and the popularity of the games have grown, and that's why I think Vegas has had two big events now in the space of a couple of months. One being the fixed tournament in the NBA, where the Lakers won, the rigged. That was, if anything was scripted, that was the scripted event. Like, everyone thinks the NFL is scripted, but basketball was scripted for LeBron to win the in
Yeah,
season
there are a
trophy.
lot of conspiracy theories about the NFL.
There are, but yeah, and I think that's because of betting. So I think betting, you're seeing it more and more now. Sixers, DraftKings. I like DraftKings. That's pretty good. Pick players, fantasy, daily fantasy, which I prefer over weeks and weeks. NFL is a good one because it's short, but basketball and soccer, football, it's far too long to remember to do my lineups every week. But yeah, it's growing. I mean, our app has DraftKings on it when you load it up. It's a massive thing now, and I think because of that, I think Vegas is going to be the permanent venue for the in season tournament, despite the new sponsorship and stuff. What are your thoughts?
And and the next venue for the next NBA franchise? LeBron keeps, making hints.
I think so because it was such a spectacular watching it in Vegas, like with the book. They did it with your in season tournament as well, with the ball that they have and the thing. It was a great sort of thing, even though I didn't support either of the teams. I wanted the Chiefs to win because they're links to Philadelphia with some of the coaches and stuff. But it, it was a very long night because it obviously finished early hours in the morning because I went to overtime. But and when I woke up to because I missed the final touchdown. I woke up to all the celebration stuff. It's just amazing. Like every city has a good celebration program. Vegas just has a little bit of that twist, and I think it's just such a moneymaker for the NBA. You go there on holiday or vacation, no matter where you are in the world, because it's a party central place to go. So you're going to get a lot of neutral. Like look at the last. I don't know if you know much about hockey. I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but the hockey team did really well and gets big numbers in. And one of my favorite supplement companies, Ghost, sponsor with them. We've got deals with them, and their new arena looks amazing. Vegas just seems to be the place to be now. You've got Mr. Olympia's there for bodybuilding fitness. You've got the hockey team now. You just had the Super Bowl. You just had an in-season tournament. I think Vegas is going to be. It's got to be the next franchise. It's got to be.
If there is a franchise in Vegas, will that devalue the final, the in-season tournament? Like we have a football road to Wembley, and I always say it's devalued by having the semi-finals at Wembley. I know the semi-finals and the final, the in-season in the same place, but it's totally different because they're over a few nights, whereas the semi-final of the FA Cup is weeks before the final. So it's a lot of travelling for fans up and down the country. But yeah, if players are playing at Vegas every other night, is Vegas going to be as spectacular to have the final set there?
Well, I mean, they have the summer league there. They have a summer league tournament there as well, and that, I mean, I know it's summer league, but that didn't seem to affect the in-season tournament and stuff. But I think if you get a franchise, you then have to probably you might have to maybe that's when you could probably look at maybe going abroad, but then there's still the travel involved in it. But Vegas Raiders are there. They play at the NFL stadium, the stadium. So they could have easily got. Well, they couldn't have. They weren't very good, but
We
the
also
Raiders
got
could have made.
the F1 are there now, so
Yeah, I forgot about the F1. Yeah, I just
it's a
think.
bit like a just different world in the middle of a desert, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's why the attractions there. You got Saudi. It's Vegas versus Saudi, right? Because but Vegas has lost the big boxing events now. They haven't got many big events of the boxing. I get there's not a lot of American boxers to appeal that, but they've lost it to the Saudis, and it's the Saudis and Vegas are competing with each other. And where the Saudis is more of a Muslim country, so they look after their money a little bit better because they're not gambling as much as us Westerners. They've got all the oil in the world until we get rid of fossil fuels. They can outbid pretty much any time. So it's what experience you want to
Yeah,
have, But Vegas offers the experience for Westerners, right? Drink, gamble,
yeah.
and you've got the event. So yeah, I'll be very shocked if there's not. I would like to have one back in Seattle because when I first got into the NBA, there was the Seattle Supersonics. Um,
I
but
noticed you
I
didn't
think
mention the strip clubs.
no,
Kept it
but
clean.
no, kept it clean. But yeah, that'll be yeah. So if there's a new when they do the draft and the free agents, I'm
Hey,
sure James Harden will be
if there's
there.
a new if there's a new franchise in Vegas, James Harden's gonna be straight on the GM's phone asking for a trade.
Yeah, it's facts it will come back out when that happens, but I think he'll be retired when that finally goes ahead.
And speaking of trades, and obviously onto the NBA, which is what we came here to talk about. Um, we've now surpassed trade deadline day. You
We
guys were
have.
quite busy.
We
Was
were.
it quite? I know you've touched on this on your UK crossover podcast, but were you happy with your trade deadline day?
On the day, no, but post trade, yes, because Daryl Morey had saying I think it was the best kept secret in the world that Kyle Lowry, which I know we're going to talk about potentially, was going to be brought out, and the buyout market is an appealing thing for competing teams. We've seen the Lakers do it, and the other big franchise markets teams when they're up there for a contending title. So now, yes, but at the day, no, I was like, I don't think Springer's great, but the fact he went to Boston, I'm like, what the Boston know? So yeah, Buddy Hill. I think we'll go for it now, but I think Six has got the best player that was available on trade deadline day.
Not the best player. Would you say they had the best day out of all the teams?
No, I think the Suns.
Interesting. Yeah, they did. They added Royce O'Neal, um,
Yeah.
and David Roddy.
hmm I just
I'm
think
guessing is that your choice heavily based on the Royce O'Neal acquisition?
no. Well, yeah, I suppose so. Because I won't lie. I'm not going to say that I know because I just think that I just think when you look at it, it didn't give up a lot. So
No, they
I
apparently they rid of did some salary dumps
yeah, but
and some second round picks, which is no one really
yeah, I
cares
just
about them. So
no, I just think yeah, when I look at it now, I just think they did. I just think they got the right pieces. They got the depth now. Got a bit more depth because they probably needed the depth, right? I just don't know why Memphis wanted to get involved. I suppose it's just like you say, to get some picks for it. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't think the Grizzlies benefited from that deal. I had no idea what they were doing in that deal, if I'm honest with you. But
Uh, I mean, they picked up a couple of players, but this season's a write-off for them. So really, they only picked up a first-round pick in
yeah,
2026. Other
I
than that, I
mean,
think it's just moving contracts.
yeah,
Because
I
they
mean, I'm
picked
not
up
even.
Watanabe, but I think they're going to waive him.
Yeah, once an up, yeah, but I mean, I'm not even gonna. He might even be one of the players that you're gonna bloody make me say. But me too, or whatever, isn't it? I don't even know anything about that guy. Couldn't tell you anything about him. So yeah, I just don't know what they were doing there. But yeah, I think Suns. I think Suns did well. And then if I had to choose a second, I would potentially say the Bucks. So they got a player that they needed in their rotation and stuff from us. So yeah, what about you? Who do you think? Who's your top two winners of the
Yeah, I'm
trade
going to
deadline?
disagree with the Bucks because I think it's hilarious they've invested into the Pat Bev uh, experience. I know you liked him, and we all like him when he's on our team, but he's such an average player with
But
a
he's
big
got.
mouth.
Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of Pat Bevs in. Oh, I say there's plenty. There's a dozen Pat Bevs in the league, but he's got the experience now. Won championship. Didn't he win the championship with you? You guys? Was he on your championship
Has he
team?
won a championship? I feel like you've just made a full statement there. Who's he won it
I
with?
think. No, you're right. But he's been in playoff runs. Sorry. He's been
Yeah,
in
he
playoff runs.
he he celebrated on the table once because the Timberwolves got into the play-in or some
Yeah, he's
nonsense.
played in the playoffs. He's played in big franchises throughout his career. He's got
The only
experience.
reason this man plays is because he wants to up his podcast ratings. I would love to do that, but I can't play professional basketball. So no, I don't. I actually think Bucks had a bad trade
I, I,
deadline.
I wasn't wrong. He won the Russian Cup in 2011, and you're so
Ah, yes, the Russian Cup.
yeah. So I knew he won.
Something Michael Jordan's never won. So
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but no, I mean, he's been in Chicago. He's been with Philadelphia. He's been in LA. He's been twice. He's and he's been in playoff games with LA
Sam,
Clippers.
Sam, Sam, Sam. He gets moved every 6 months. There's a reason for that.
He for me, he's been a good player. He's spent time at the Rockets and the Clippers in playoffs.
He spent
He's
time everywhere.
yeah, but what I'm saying is he's done well. Like he's got the experience. He's done well. He's not the best player in the world, get granted, but he's experienced and he's a defensive. Like I say, you're not always going to get those defensive play. You can find him everywhere, but not with the experience he has of winning playoff games, getting through the playoffs. Yes, he hasn't got to the finals and won it, but he's done well, fairly well everywhere he's been. Like I mean, bar obviously your season. Then I thought he made the playoffs when he was with you, but he made the playoffs because he's
No,
made the
we dumped him in that February trade, didn't we? Because
yeah. But he got
we had to
with
change
the
the team.
Rockets and the Clippers. He did make playoff games, and he
It
obviously did it
wasn't
in
because of
Europe.
him.
No, James Harden and Houston, obviously, but he still
I'm
played a
not saying
part.
he's an awful player. I'm just saying he ain't improving the Bucks.
I need to look at his stats when he played
Oh,
the
some
Rockets.
stats came out the other day about what he's like as a starter, but I don't buy into all stats. So anyway, my team, and I'm surprised you
Hmm.
didn't mention this, is the Knicks.
The trade deadline, that yeah, but I don't know. I'd put them third. Burks is a good pickup.
And
Um,
so is definitely Bogdanovich.
yeah, but
And then they get
when
rid of all their deadwood
when
and
Randall's back, I don't know how that's going to work.
a couple of
So
second round picks. They've gave up, like our mate Dan said, they gave up basically a pack of fags and a packet of crisps for Bogdanovich and Burks. I think it's
Bogdanovich is how is he going to fit into? I don't know how he's going to fit into system when Randall's back
that
though.
I get that, and I'm not here to discuss all the mechanics of how it's going to fit. But I think where they win it is because of they've had to give up basically nothing.
Fine, I'll give you that.
You can work out how it's all going to fit over the coming months, can't you?
You can, but I just think okay, on paper it's a good trade, but like I would have liked like people saying we Sixers should have got a starting centre. Well, no, because when MB comes out, are they gonna whereas Drummond, someone that was quite happy with a backup role, that would have been an ideal situation for us to
Hey,
pick up.
if it's based on player, then the Nets win trade deadline day because they acquired Dennis Schroeder and he is the best player in the world. So
This is
that's the
true.
fact. The MVP at the World Cup. So
So yeah, he's the MVP. He is the MVP of yeah. I mean,
I don't.
if he
We
does it in
also
the
need to
Olympics,
mention. We also need to mention the Mavs. I think they did a nice pickup there with PJ Washington.
yeah, it's a nice pickup, definitely.
Feel a bit sorry for Grant Williams.
Why? Because
Mate,
he's being
last
paid.
season, yeah, I
Did he
know.
not get a good? His contract's
I'm
pretty good,
sure
to be
he's
fair,
paid very, very well, and I get that.
but he's
But
gone to
I'm
Charlotte.
sure he's gone to Charlotte. He's at a title contending Celtics team. Gets moved to Dallas. Okay, all right, team in the West, and then gets moved on to the Charlotte Hornets.
Well, he at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure he's got like 10 million a year or something. He's got a pretty good contract. I need to see what it is, but he might get waived. And he's a Philadelphia born and raised guy, so he might want to come back, or Pennsylvania, so he might want to come back home. So I'd quite happily have him. No, he is a good player, he is. But he's paid. He's paid well. He'll get out of there by. I'm not crying about someone who earns major money, and there's still a chance he might get brought out. I don't know if there's rumours about it, but
Well, speaking of buyouts, we'll touch on that as well. I'm just looking at some candidates. So, free agent wise, we got Danilo Gallinari, Joe Harris, Killian Hayes, Corey Joseph, your old boy Falcan Korkmaz. I'm struggling with names.
mm,
Marcus Morris and Thaddeus Young. Any of those potential pickups?
well, a lot of them play for the Sixers. Well, I like Thad Young personally because he's one of the first players I ever saw play basketball.
Hmm,
My first game, so I've got a soft spot for him. So I like seeing him do well, but he must be 38, 39. I don't know his exact age.
doesn't
Um,
say his age, yeah.
Actually, he might be younger because I think he was quite young when I went to a game 2010. So yeah, 30, maybe 35. I don't. There's no. I mean, Kyle Lowry was on that list because it's still not been official. I don't think yet because Maury was speaking on the radio and couldn't say it officially. So I don't think it's been signed and done. But Woe just tweeted it, so it's pretty much done. Lowry was the best player available as of yesterday, the day before, and we got him. So Sixers got him. So I
I
was happy with
would
them.
I would maybe disagree on that. I think Spencer Dinwiddie's probably talent-wise the best pickup in the buyout market.
Yeah, but he went earlier. There was always he went before Lowry. So
I think they were on the same day, didn't they?
well, I missed the announcement of him going,
And also
but
Dinwiddie is a lot younger.
yeah, but Lowry's proven experience, championship.
Yeah,
I
which
think
is probably what
he,
you need right now.
yeah. So I think out of that list, they're all serviceable. A lot of them are serviceable. I mean, Furkan probably not so much.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
one of those players where I think, oh, they should be out the league. Um,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I
I
say,
just
maybe Korkmaz, maybe
yeah,
Marcus
Korkmaz.
Morris. I don't really know
No,
who's going to pick him
Morris,
up.
Morris. I think Morris is probably a player that someone should pick up. Definitely, I think he's a
It's
good player.
mad how Killian Hayes is a free agent at 22 years old, and he was a seventh pick in the draft 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's what happens. You get bust. We had
Tell you what,
plenty of
that
players.
draft process is so hit and miss, really, when you think about it.
It is, especially when you're trying to be cute with it. Um, yeah, no one stands out for me to be honest. It's more the rumored ones that I like the look of. Um, but yeah, Joe Harris is serviceable if you need a shoot in. But I think everyone's waiting to see what's happening with Curry first. So yeah, there's no one that really picks my fancy that I say a team should go. I mean, like I say, Morris is the one that, for me, that you should that probably should go and, you know, get get something that, get something sort of out there from an experienced sort of team.
Yeah, but
But
there's
yeah,
nothing, like you said, there's nothing there exciting.
no, I mean, I used to like Corey Joseph, but I don't know. I don't know. I would personally say Morris is the best player on that list.
Fair enough.
Who do you think?
Oh, I think did I just mention? I think I'm gonna say Killian Hayes, to be honest. I know I just obviously pointed out how he's a free agent already, but I reckon there's still potential there. He just maybe just needs to find a decent home to push on.
Could do.
You know,
Um,
he's probably a bit similar to Markel Fultz in the sense that he had, was a high pick. Well, he was number one pick, but sort of fell off a little bit, and I think he's um, having a good season for the Magic, albeit he's had a few injury issues. I think he's probably had his best season since his rookie year. So yeah, I'm still think Killian's got potential.
yeah. Okay. No, I
I
wouldn't.
think at
I wouldn't.
22, I think at 22, someone might as well put a risk, put a risk on him.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think. Yeah, you've always got potential with young players. You've always got potential. So, yeah. Okay, I won't disagree with that.
Shall we move on to your favourite bit of the podcast? You got away with it last week, so I've got two for you
Okay.
this week, and they're not trade
Okay.
related.
Okay.
Um, so I'm going to type them into the chat. First of all,
No, we get a
squad.
copyright strike for that.
No, it's okay. You get 30 seconds or something. I got to type these names out. That's slower than showing you my phone, to be honest.
Well, while you're doing that, I will happily say, I hope that they're easy, and I hope. Oh, I know this one because of the Sixers. Because there's a guy in Philadelphia with a similar surname, so it's Jonas Valanciunas.
Very good. And you probably heard his name announced quite a lot on
Yeah,
broadcasts.
Valanciunas. Yeah, Valanciunas. Because there's a guy with a similar surname. Yeah,
See how kind I am to you.
got Fonecchio, Simone Fonecchio,
Simone Fontecchio.
Fontecchio. It should be Fonecchio.
It wasn't too painful, was it?
No, Valanciunas was all right. I
If I
did
get
struggle
more
to say.
time, what I should do is actually prep for it the day before so I can make it really difficult for you. Because there's some
Good.
gems in. The problem is when they're too difficult, Sam, I have to go online and hear someone saying their name. 'Cause-
I used to struggle to say Valanciunas until a guy from Lithuania um, I worked with who was into basketball helped me pronounce a lot of the European players' names in the league back in
Hmm.
like 20. I don't know how long have I been at my job for? 13 years, so about 10 years ago. So yeah, when Valanciunas first entered the league, I worked with this guy for about 10 years ago. He joined my job and worked with me for a couple of years. Yeah, when Valanciunas first entered the league, I could not say his name. So
Well,
yeah,
you done
yeah, 7 8 years ago, I would have got that wrong.
well, you done all right. That brings the end to
Good. I'm thinking about quitting this podcast with this sort of that sort of joke. Well, say about the Super Bowl actually. Side note: Usher did it. It was really good. Will that ever happen in the NBA? Do you think? Do you think we'll get that?
what's
That's
that?
actually
Sorry,
good.
what's
Usher
what's
was
that?
good at the Super Bowl, I thought, and Alicia Keys.
I have not
Remembered
seen a
Michael.
halftime show yet. I have seen Usher being a very lucky man and getting to get very close to Alicia Keys. Um,
Indeed.
but if I let's see any NFL content on the timeline, all it is Taylor Swift reactions. Was there
It
actually
is,
a game
but
of football?
no, I know. And for my thing, and the reason why I wanted to, it's my little sort of, I should, it's not your week, it's mine, but I'm going to throw it to you as an X and O. Will we have
I know.
a halftime show in the NBA in season tournament? Will that be the next thing in season tournament? Will we have a longer half time and have their own show? Because obviously the All Star game, you got the national anthem and stuff, and everyone like is interested in that, especially after Fergie when she killed it. And then you've got, but like, will we ever see a halftime show? Will they make it more of a spectacle? There's sponsorship money
Nah.
now because did you see the Undertaker was given a trophy out in a Saudi pre-season cup or something?
Yeah, I did
And
see some nonsense with that.
so
Yeah.
now they've is there going to be more like are we going to make more of an event? Because I think All Star there's the
Yeah, but
NFL does
the NFL gets superstars in the halftime show, yeah.
they do, but where so but they
Have you
struggle with
seen the
this.
celebrity game lineup?
Yeah, there's not many I've heard of if
There
I'm
are no
honest, but
celebrities on there that I could that I know apart from the coaches.
the guitar guy, jazz guy, he was in. Who was he? Was he with? He did. He was at the awards the other night. I can't remember who he was doing stuff for. He's from Philly, so I know of him. So I know one of the guys.
You know of him
No,
so
but
well, you can't tell me his name.
no, no.
Exactly.
But no. What I'm getting at is All Star Weekend is better. So the Pro Bowl, which is the week before the Super Bowl, not very good. It's flag football. It's just it's not a great thing to watch. Our I say ours because we're on the NBA thing. NBA is better All Star Weekend, right? So NBA is much better from that perspective. Okay, but obviously when it comes to the finals, it's 7 games. So I get it; it's not the same as spectacle. But for the in-season tournament, you could have a big halftime thing. So I think that's the next thing. And you disagree?
I do disagree, yeah. And I just think they'll pick up some weirdos from TikTok or something and won't take it seriously.
No, NBA is more urbany, isn't it? It's more the rappers and that. Obviously, they do come out for the Super Bowl, but I think Drake would love to come out and do a halftime show, wouldn't he? He'll probably be the number one person you'd choose, wouldn't
Maybe, but also urbany, not a word. But anyway.
he? Okay, well, I'll make up words. Go on, throw me my X's and O's then if you're going to be
Well,
harsh.
the first one's quite relevant to what you just discussed. The in-season tournament final should
Hmm.
be held in different countries to help build the game globally.
Uh, oh,
You agree?
because yeah, because no. So okay, the real answer is X because it, it's not fair on them. But as a fan who lives internationally, my head, my heart says O because it'd be great to have it. But they don't need to grow it much. I think X. I don't think it should. I think they should make it a more reasonable time and think about fan bases from that perspective. I think they've done quite well with it last time. But when it's on the West Coast, it's going to be hard for them to get an earlier tip-off game because, like I said, I think it's going to stay in Vegas for the foreseeable. But the players love money. It's one of the biggest paid sports, so I could see it happening. But I think X. I don't think it will happen. I don't think it will.
Yeah, I'm like you. It'd be good to see it in different countries, but logistically, it just it just wouldn't work. The only way it could work is if they had the in-season tournament finals the week before All-Star, and they basically shut down the rest of the season for a couple of weeks and maybe start the season a week earlier.
Yeah, potentially. I think you've got to look at it. Other sports aren't. The NFL have obviously do their regular season game. NBA does one regular season game. I don't think they're going to do more than that. The next sport that's going to go international probably is going to be the Premier League. I don't think the NBA are going to be doing much more. ML, all the major American sports are sending 1 or 2 games over. Baseball, the Phillies are over, which is great for me in the summer. I don't, and NBA do. I don't think they're going to. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, probably not. But it is now sponsored by the Emirates, so
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to happen, it's probably going to be Saudi money, right? So
yeah. Yeah, I think
yeah,
that deal was a little hint of where it could end up.
Yes.
Uh, number two, if you've been watching NBA this week, which I hope you have, uh, Draymond and Nurkic were playing handbags, and Draymond was having a little dig at, yeah, too small, too small, and
Hmm.
Draymond was even having a pop at KD with a lot of profanity that I just think he needs to cool down. Anyway, Draymond Green will be suspended again before we reach the playoffs.
No, that was always going to happen. That was always going to happen, right? Them two, first game back, um, that was always going to happen. If it would have been very, although I didn't expect obviously for him
But
to get involved with
like I just said, he was getting chirpy, very chirpy towards
KD.
KD, an ex-teammate of his as well.
Yeah, I don't think
You
he
could say
will.
one of the main reasons is why he's got 4 rings right now.
I definitely do think that's one of the main reasons. I don't. I know he won't. X on that one. Easy X for me. He won't.
Well, I hope they do because I'm sick of him.
Yeah, I know.
I've only got three today, and the
Okay.
third one is Bucks related. They did
Yes.
pick up a win against the Hornets because who doesn't beat the Hornets, especially when they've got injuries? But we mentioned obviously Pat Bev has gone there with such leadership. So the form should pick up. But should the Bucks have kept Adrian Griffin? Better yet, kept Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, I think the Rivers appointment was a poor one. So I don't think he's a great coach. I think he's a good leader. I think he's a great coach, and I do say that's two different things. I think he's got the respect of the players, being a good ex point guard in the league. And he won a championship many years ago now with some players who seem to respect him, who are legends of the game, which hurts me to say. So I think they shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done it. They should have carried on as they were because they haven't. They won 2 games on the Rivers and lost five. Like, no, it's
Yeah, I can't remember what their first game was, but then they beat Hornets, so that was I think they're like 2-5.
yeah, it's not. If it was the coach's problem, surely it would have been okay. Maybe one or
Yeah,
two games lost.
2-5 is Hornets form.
Yeah, like if it was the coach, at least it'd be like you'd have 4 or 5 wins, not 5 losses. If it was purely the coach, so
Exactly.
it's clearly a bit deeper than that. So yeah, no,
Well, with the coaching turnaround and Pat Bear, we will have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about in a few weeks when we'll hopefully have Sean from UK Bucks on, and we will have lots to talk about because they've been quite entertaining this season, the Bucks, for some good reasons and some bad reasons.
well, Sean has with his tweets definitely, but yeah, UK Bucks account is one of my favourites. He definitely trolls, so he gives me entertainment. So I do get to see a lot of the Bucks. It's probably the
Yes.
team that I see the most about outside of ours because he's got quite a funny account to follow. But
Yeah, but he's
yeah,
also quite sensible when he was an advocate for Adrian Griffin, should have been given time, and at
yeah,
the
definitely.
moment it's proven quite true. But yeah, 2 weeks is a long time in the NBA. I know I've got the All-Star as well, but form can change, so we'll see in a few weeks.
Indeed, yes, and hopefully we'll
That's all
know
I've
if
got for you, Sam, because like we both admitted to before we recorded, we were crap with prep given our hectic lives.
indeed, yeah, we only had a couple of topics to discuss, which is fine because we can talk about NBA All Star next week, which will be fun, and we'll have more to know about the free agents, right? So I think the thing to look out for this week for us will be the All Star game, and obviously the next couple of games before the All Star break, and then who's being picked up in free agency. So I think there's
And I'll
sorry, not
be
free
very
agency,
in obviously
yeah,
it'll be
free
very
agency.
interesting to see how Spencer Dinwiddie fits into this heavy guard Lakers team. We all look forward to the three guard lineups from Darvin.
Small ball game now, still small ball game. But yeah, no, I think there's going to be some buyouts, free agents picked up. So we'll have plenty to talk about next time. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Glenn, would you like to do the honours?
Yes, please like, share, subscribe with us and engage with us on our X account, which is at with the English number one. Why is it number one?
Because we are the only podcast called With the English.
How to put English on the basketball